Some things in life are just meant to be freestyled. Now, what do I mean by freestyle? Well, I have a few steps to that. It's gonna make more sense when I explain it deeper into the video. But in this video, we are going to freestyle, freehand some trees, only using a very cheap ballpoint pen and just a random sketch pad. And I'm gonna be using that as a metaphor for difficult things in life. As some people might think, drawing trees, making them look quote-unquote realistic, or making them really stylized, or just creating a drawing that looks good might be difficult, especially for beginners. Drawing an authentic looking tree might sound difficult, but you just might be overanalyzing, and so just grab a random pen and just freestyle it. No underdrawing, no reference. Trust me, I'm gonna explain it to you. It's gonna make you better at drawing. It's gonna make you better at art in general. It also applies to so many things in life. I have learned, as I have gotten to know myself better, that I have a strong tendency to dramatize, well, I think, things, and my first reaction is often a strong one. I have a strong first reaction to some things, and so it is easy to get drawn into this stressful, dramatic, downward spiral. And it is only when I take a deep breath and I relax my shoulders and my neck and my stomach that I realize if things go wrong, it is definitely not the end of the world. And not just because it is actually not so bad, but it's also, I'm also talking from experience, and also you have survived 100% of all the difficult things that have occurred in your life. So, and you cannot really do it before you have a strong reaction. The reaction is automatic. Now, you get a reaction that's automatic from your brain, from your subconscious, and then you can decide, okay, is it really so strong? Do we really want to add a second reaction? Do I really want to freak myself out with that? Or is it maybe not really so bad as the first reaction makes it out to be? The first reaction you cannot change. It's a shot of adrenaline, of cortisol, stress hormone, whatever, when you are when you hear that a strong challenge, difficult challenge is coming your way. But you can always choose how you react to your first reaction. You can get freaked out and be carried away in this downward spiral by your stress hormones and your overthinking. Or you can take a step back and think, hey, is this really going to kill me? Is this really going to be such a bad thing? And so yeah, that's an approach that I also have to take with drawing, and that's why I'm doing these trees, because if they don't look completely right, if they don't look as good as I think they could look, or if I take a perfect photograph of a tree as reference and then I try to copy it exactly in a pencil drawing, and really try to sketch out every branch perfectly and make it really look great and have the texturing and the shading and the light and shadow, everything just right, it's not necessary to just draw a few good looking trees. As you can see, like, these things, they're not masterpieces, but they're good enough for just drawing something and having fun. And so the challenge itself, I could split it into either saying, okay, I really want this to be perfect for YouTube, for Instagram. I want to take the most perfect reference picture and copy it as best as I can with pencil and really get the best texture and the best lighting and the best shading that I could possibly get for these trees to make it look the very best. Or I can just say, hey, maybe it's not that bad if those 4 trees that I'm drawing for my 2,000 YouTube subscribers might not be as perfect and glamorous as I maybe could make them if I spent an hour on each and every single one of them, or longer, whatever. Sometimes we box ourselves in with our thoughts and we want to overanalyze and plan everything, but we have to accept that sometimes all the planning and all the overthinking, it's not gonna do us any good. Obviously, the more serious and challenging it gets, whatever it is you're faced with, the more actual preparation you need. Like, I'm not saying you should just, actually like freestyle some really important things in your life, you can't just freestyle an important test. I mean, you can try, I have certainly tried in the past, but don't blame me for the outcome. Now, I'm drawing these trees with no real preparation as well. Admittedly, trees are not the most difficult thing to draw. They're just, if a branch is a little bit off or it grows in a little weird funky angle, it's just how it occurs in nature in real life, so it's not that big of a challenge. But still, you can immediately tell when something looks fabricated and like it doesn't really belong in nature, so you still have to watch out for that. Especially as a beginner, it can be a challenging task, but still I wouldn't do the same freestyle approach for some of my bigger drawings, drawings that I might actually want to present or hang on my wall or whatever. But still, drawing these trees, it can be massively overanalyzed. So it always depends on the type of challenge that you are facing. Now, what exactly do I now mean with freestyle? Well, it doesn't really mean that you need no preparation at all, just the absolute necessities. Okay, you just need the absolute basic necessities when you want to freestyle something. I mean, that's just obvious. I can't freestyle these drawings if I don't have a pen, if I don't have a paper. So that's the bare necessity that I need for this one. I just need a pen and a paper, and these are just the most basic necessary things. The absolute most necessary things that I need to make it happen. Everything else, a pencil, for an underdrawing, and if any pre-planning in the pencil under sketch, where every branch should go, that's just overkill. Or choosing a fancy fountain pen or studio fine liner pen, something really expensive or whatever, that would also just be overkill. So I'm choosing this very cheap ballpoint pen, as you can see. I mean, you can get like a pack of 100 of these for like $10 or something, I don't know. But it's just the very cheapest flimsy plastic pen that I can find, and just a random sketch block that I bought at the, what do you call it, the office supply store. So to summarize, depending on the scenario, think about the importance, and then test if you might take something way more serious than it actually is. And then, if appropriate, do only the most basic, absolute necessary preparation for it. Again, without a piece of paper and without a pen, I cannot draw anything, so that's the most basic preparation that I need to take. And then just freestyle the rest, man. And, taking it easy and trusting your own ability, you will see that good things come to you much more effortlessly. So just take it easy. Release your tight grip on everything. It might not be that big of a deal, and you might see that if you're stressing out over things and when the stress hormones are rising, you can't focus that well, and then you're sitting there, you feel stressed out, and you notice that you can't focus because you're feeling stressed out, and you're feeling stressed out because of that. That is a downward spiral, so just notice it. Again, your first reaction you cannot change. Then you can decide how the rest should go, but just not reacting so strongly, not taking it that seriously, trusting yourself because you have done the most necessary preparation, and then just freestyle the rest. Okay. I hope that resonated with you, and I hope I'll see you around on the channel, okay? Take care, bye bye.